Good morning, October 4th. Kind of starting my morning off watching Brock at Rock Hill Farms and Billy Talks a Lot. Just had a new video out, but I'm trying to get out the door, so that'll have to wait until I'm eating lunch. There's Sam. He's like, took you long enough, huh? Oh yeah. Yesterday morning on the way to church, I hit a deer. Messed the front of Mary Kay all up. It's always something. I don't think it hurt anything mechanical. That was the good news. No liquids on the ground. It happened almost 3 miles away when we drove it home, so. But I'm trying to get out here and get started. You've seen me turn the water on. Kev's in the lot. Notice you can't hear them until they hear me talking. I don't know if we'll get them turned out today or not, but the next group's getting pulled off the cows this evening down at Scott's place. I got a load of wood on Bobby Cole. Put out some hay for those guys today, looks like, if I don't move them. Anyway, that's my 8 o'clock appointment. It's already 20 after 7. I was hoping to get all my cow chores done before hold that, but looks to me like I might be separating and moving calves before I get all my cow chores done. So, and my window gets excessively dirty. We haven't had any rain right here in my little ranch for 60 days, and our summer is pretty brutal. We had too much rain in April, May. Ah, that's good coffee. So, this is my on a daily grind here for right now. Not got the feed box on my truck yet. Oh, if you watch my channel, though, you did see that we fixed this auger up. I bought this thing. It's a drill fill auger. It runs on a hydraulic motor. And we fixed that up on that pallet so that I can set it next to one of these gravity boxes and auger feed up into the box that'll be on the truck. Of course, anybody that knows much about this cow feed thing knows that it don't roll like grain, and I usually am able to do this a lot more proficiently with 2 hands, but I just got to get me a couple buckets of it. Now, I'll feed the groups in buckets the whole time they're in the corral. Always do. My truck don't get down through there very good, so I just feed them in buckets. Plus, that gets the calves used to me being around. I know, probably you're thinking, what are you doing with that camera? 2 buckets. Did I mention it's Monday? So some of y'all know I usually buy corn, and I've got that flip over chute on that grinder mixer. I put that in it. It's turned around, of course, and then I'll use the bucket on my skid loader to get corn out of these gravity boxes. I've got 5. One's over here behind me on a trailer, and we'll use corn out of them, and I buy additives to put in it to boost the protein. And then I usually would fill right out of that grinder mixer that swings around, and I can hit the box on my truck with that. But this year the price of corn went way up. Had my corn being over $260 a ton if I'd have bought it the price the farmer was getting out of the field. But right here where I'm at, the corn didn't mature. It died for lack of moisture. So their yields was really low. And I'm not down on what they're doing. They didn't have no control over this. But I kind of thought that that corn might not be as good being so small. One guy told me that the corn he harvested was about the size of popcorn. And so with it being that small, I didn't think it'd be that good. So I didn't buy any. And I went ahead and booked me some feed. And I'd like to tell you the feed I booked was at a higher price. $3.30 a ton is quite a bit higher than $2.60, but I also know that quality would not have been there, so that's why the feed deal is looking different this year. Now I gotta figure out how to hook a chain with only one hand. How do you do that? Not very well. But I got it. Curiosity is getting the best of them. Here we go. Come on, guys. They're like me a wagon. It's really, it's kind of nice to have a dry lot when you're weaning calves, but you can have other troubles because of the dry lot. And one of them is you can have what they call dust pneumonia. Somebody's going to notice there's no cows up here. That's because I've moved them. Moved them yesterday morning. And so they're enjoying where I put them. How about that? Like it. Well, that's how this started today. Monday's all there. I put them out of salt block. A couple of them up here getting a drink out of the pond. It's over the other side of that dirt berm. Scattered down through there grazing. They hadn't been grazing because the stuff was so dry where they've been on the pasture all the time. But they're out of picking a little bit today, and I put them 2 bales of hay over here, and they've eaten some of it, but they, for the most part, just wooled it around. Hay's going to be a thing where I'm at. If you happen to make enough hay first cutting around, or got some crops to bale or something later in the year, you might make it. But if you louse around, sold your first cut and banking on a second cutting, you'd be sorry this year, because second cutting is pretty disappointing. I didn't bale any. There wasn't anything grew. No rain. Droughty. You can tell because the grass is lower than my shoe. And this is not the last of the pasture I've got to turn them into. I still got my 40-acre hayfield. But if it got a little rain, the fescue would come on in there, and I'd get some fall pasture out of it yet. So we're waiting. We're trying to hold off, stretching it out as best we can for these cows. And they're in pretty good flesh. Yep. On to the next thing. Just about to get plumb unloaded here. And ain't that sharp? Nice. Busy Monday morning here. Very busy. Well, water, Mountain Dew, load of wood, headed out. First one, a little after 10 o'clock. Well, we got that one delivered, and we got another one. So I'm gonna have to get in here and get it loaded. I don't load it by hand, I load it with that. You shake that thing, get all the sawdust and stuff to fall out pretty good. And I bet there's another 5 more loads after that. It's already sitting there, so I'm ahead a little bit, but I have one guy that wants 5 loads by the 15th of October, and then I had a couple more call in wanting some, so maybe I'll get to them here pretty quick. But I'm fixing to load up this second load for the day. It's 11 o'clock. It's a little after 1, probably close to 2 right now. I'm waiting for my heifers to decide they want to go through the door, so I thought I'd go and film Scott making a few cuts. He's whizzing through them at the sawmill today. Kind of got a late start. Today he's making 3 before camp, and we try to make those so they're clean coming off the sawmill. We don't have to do no messing with them. And so you cut slab and then boards off the side, and then you get it to where you've either got a multiple of 3s or 4s. Cut them one way and then stand them up and cut them the other way and you're done. This would be a lot of hand handling on a circle sawmill, as you'd have to put those thick pieces back on the mill by hand after you cut them off. order to cut them. See, he's made 2 4-inch camps, these ways I think, and when he gets them cut apart, he'll flip them up and cut 3-inch cuts on the other side of them. It just works really slick. I'm not saying you couldn't do it on the old circle mill, and they probably have circle mills that would do it really good, that was followed up by a big edger where you could just run those 3 or 4-inch thick pieces through an edger and come out with 3x4. That one, it was probably about a 12-inch log, and so he cut 3 or 4 boards off the sides underneath of the slab to get down to an 8x9. Then he cut it in half on the 8-way. And there's really no reason on this that it wouldn't work either way. You could cut it into 3 3-inch thick pieces and then sand them up and cut them off. But it works pretty good to do the wider ones first. Third day of October, I believe. Okay. Few of them sitting over there already. Have to make 4 bundles of 50 to make a load of these, so that's what's going on today. When the camera comes out, then you go to having troubles, and here's the troubles. My log won't roll. There it went. My 11 steers around the back of that bale of hay. I wanted to go down there, find where the water is at, so I could turn them loose tomorrow maybe. They would like it a lot better outside. Come on. There you go. Just got the heifers over here finally. That was an argument. I thought they'd be kind of hungry because I run them plumb out of hay over there. And they are thirsty. Stuck their head right in that tank. Well, we'll just let them settle down. They can stay in there for the rest of the day. They probably are still on that thing where their mamas was not going out and eating during the middle of the day because it's so stupid hot. And it's warm today too. So there's the heifers. I got them over here. My corral that they were in is just the other side of that little pen right there, and I can run them all the way over here. Wow, those heifers are gonna be in hog heaven when they get outside, because there's grass out there. They haven't had grass like that for months. They are shutting that alleyway some, so I just let them hang out right there. I'm probably going to let them out in that rest of that pen in the next couple of days. There's just 6 of them, but it would be really to my benefit if they got to where they knew to come to the feeder. And that way the rest, when the other bunch gets here and I turn them out, well, they'll know. And these things are pretty docile. Look at them there. Oh, there's grass here. Well, it's a little after 5 now. Probably closer to 5:30, and I come to the woods to get me a load of Kevin's firewood logs. He's got some stuff piled up here. But our worst problems here is, you know, I've logged a long time and had troubles with it being wet where I was logging. But man, if you look at this stuff, this machine is dragging the belly in places over the tops of the dirt right there, just kind of wallering around in the dust. And Kevin says he's been having problems where when you cut a tree down, you have to wait for the dust to settle before you can cut it up. But he's got a bunch of cleaned out around here, and that was the plan. Clean the brushy stuff up first so you don't have to tromp through it to get the logs out. And there's a whole bunch more firewood here, but it's kind of miserable getting it right now. Just breathing, you get that stuff in your mouth. It's all gritty between your teeth. But anyway, got me a load of logs. I might get to help Scott in a little bit sort his calves out. That's the pile he's got ready for me to get. There's at least 4 more loads like this in that pile. So I'm gonna try to get to hauling them home. Yeah, I'll bring you back in a minute.